Okay, so I'm going to show you how to add in some kind of new object to this scene. So does anyone have any ideas of what I could add?
A dragon.
A dragon. Okay, that's a good one. Maybe I'll add a second object too if you need another example. Okay, so let's look up dragon on Google. We can go to images. And now the problem with a dragon is that it's not a real creature, so a lot of these images clearly look like illustrations. I'm going to try to find a realistic dragon. Dragon, real life. Maybe realistic. Okay, this one actually looks pretty cool. So I'm going to first show you guys, yeah, let's try this one. So I'll right click, copy. And one skill I want to show you here is how to remove a background. Okay, there are images that already have the background removed, but that's not really building your skills here. So I've right clicked copy. I'm going to now hit Control V to paste, or you can go edit paste. Does the same thing. And there's my dragon. So now, Control plus to zoom in. Let's zoom in all the way to that dragon. And now I'm going to use the quick select tool. Okay, it's kind of right here. And the magic wand is here as well, but I want to use quick select for now. I can adjust my brush size with the square brackets. So I want to make it, I guess, fairly small here because I want to get these fine details. And I'm just going to drag my mouse over top of the dragon here. Okay, and then I can also let go of the mouse and click for these smaller sections. Oops. So if I click on the background, it's going to select the background, so I don't want that. So I'll Control Z to go back to this. Okay, if you get a little bit of the background, it's not a problem. You can always go back and get rid of it. Now if the background is too similar to the object, then you're going to get this problem. Okay, so I'm just going to get as much as I can here.
You should use PNG.
Oops. Okay, I think that's the most I can get with the quick select tool. Otherwise, it's going to select my whole background. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to the polygon lasso, which is the third tool down. And I'm just going to zoom in here. And I can hold spacebar to get the hand to drag things around. Okay. And what I want to do is just, with this tool, I can hold Shift to add to my selection. I'm just going to kind of click a bunch of points here. Okay, so every time I click, it's going to make a new point, and then I can add another point from there. Okay, so try to be as accurate as you can, but I will add a bit of feathering on here so that the line doesn't look as harsh after. Okay, so click. I've already got this section, which is why I'm kind of skipping it. Okay, and let's go back to where I started. Okay, so now it's selected, oops, that whole wing. Okay, so same thing here. I'm going to hold Shift, and then I can click around. Pretty scary looking dragon. Oops, made a mistake there. Oops. If you double click, it's going to try to connect your line with your starting point. So I accidentally double clicked there. Oh, I keep doing that. Okay, that's fine. Let's add that. Okay, so it is a little bit time consuming to get a good selection out of this. And this is a very complicated object. But I'm almost done here, then I'll show you. Okay, then I can kind of go around, make sure I've gotten all the toes and whatnot. So I'm kind of missing part of the selection here. Okay, and I think the tail also needs to be added here. You might not be able to see my selection line on the big screen, but on the video you'll be able to see it. Okay, so that's pretty good. So now what I can do is I can copy that, so Control C. Okay, so I'm going to hit Control C to copy. And then I can actually hide this layer here. Okay, so Control C to copy. Then I'll hide layer 1 by clicking on this little eyeball here. And then I can hit Control V to paste. Okay, so there's the dragon without the background. I notice I've got a little bit of his background here, so I can just clean that up with the Quick Select tool. Just click on that background. Maybe I'll actually use the magic wand because it's getting too much of it. Let's turn that tolerance down to 10. That's a bit better. Okay, so I'm just clicking and then shift clicking to add to the selection. And I'm just trying to select this background. I think my tolerance might be too low. If the tolerance is high, it'll select the neighboring colors more easily. Okay, so that's pretty good. I'll hit delete. Same thing for this. Let's just turn that up to maybe 20 up at the top here. That's better. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. What do you guys think? So now I can hit Control T to transform it, and I'm just going to bring it down in size. And I think it's going to be on top of this old castle here. Maybe up here. Okay, and then you can adjust the colors as well. If you click on the layer, so it's on layer 2 right now, now I can adjust the colors. I'm actually going to adjust the exposure. Just try to get it maybe a little bit darker. And adjust the gamma correction. I just want to kind of match the background. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so now I've added a dragon, and it's not very noticeable. I mean, maybe you want to have one flying, but this particular dragon was standing. Okay, and then I'll show you in just a sec how to add in something into the water. All right, so we're going to add a unicorn. Let's go back here. So I'll show you the easy way now. So if you're going to be adding things into an image, I want at least one of them to be how I just did it, where I actually remove the background myself. Now the easy way is to look up unicorn or whatever you like. Let's look up real unicorn. We have the same problem with the dragon, right? Yeah, apparently they actually found a unicorn, but it looked more like a rhinoceros. This is an ancient animal that they found remains for. Anyways, what you can do is click on Search Tools and set your color to transparent. Okay, so now any of these pictures has a transparent background. So this one looks pretty good. So I'll click on this. Actually, that's more of like a 3D model. How about How about this one? Okay. So you'll notice that it has a checkerboard background, which means it's transparent. So if I just view image, and then I believe I can just drag it into Photoshop like this. Does that work? No, it didn't work. Okay. So I have to actually save image, and I'll just save it to my desktop for now. Okay, and then I'm going to drag it in. Now I just want to show you why I'm doing that. If I right click and copy this, and then I paste it in, it's going to have a black background. Okay. For some reason, Photoshop can't store transparency in the clipboard when you do that.
Can't you take out the black background?
You could, but it might mess up on the hair edges and that kind of stuff. So if I actually right click, save as, and I saved it to my computer, now it's in my downloads area here. I can drag that into Photoshop, and now you'll see it's transparent. So I'm going to drag this guy down here. Okay, so this is a pre-cut image of a unicorn. I don't have to cut out the background or anything. But you're kind of limited in what you can do then. So that's why I want you to try at least one image that you've cut out, just so that you learn how to do that, so in the future you can do that. And this unicorn only has 3 legs, for some reason. Okay, and then of course I could adjust the colors of the unicorn if I wanted to, but that's pretty good. I got the dragon here, and I got the unicorn here. Okay, the unicorn seems a bit bright, so why don't I just, okay, so you'll notice I can't actually adjust anything here. What the heck's going on? So this unicorn is called a smart object because I dragged it in rather than copying and pasting it in. So all I have to do is right click this and say rasterize layer. And now I can do any of these adjustments. Okay, so there you go. That would be your third part of your project, is to add in at least one object, but you could probably add 2 or 3 or whatever you want.